welcome back to another episode. Happy Tuesday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Guys, so as you guys may or may not know, there's not much going on. There's nothing from Hot Toys, but we did get a little something. And we got some crazy news from the White House regarding tariffs. So stay tuned for that because it's going to get crazy, guys. Very, very important topic regarding what may or may not happen to some collectors in the community. We have a topic on that. And then we get to go home and go to bed. So let's get started, guys, because, again, it's not much to talk about, but we do have some big news from the White House. So let's see who's in here real quickly, and then we get started right away. We got Carter in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here, too. Let's see who else. We got Exotic in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, just so you know, I just wanna make some garlic tariffs. I just want to make something very clear. Hello, everyone. The J&D Studios veteran has arrived. Yes. So you guys have heard this garlic right here. This garlic right here. This guy. You've heard him talk about J&D in the past. You've seen what he has to say about J&D. And I don't know if it was yesterday or today or the day before, but it looks like J&D had a stream, guys. And this garlic on screen, okay? I don't know if you guys can go back and check so you guys don't think I'm lying, okay? This ass-kissing garlic breath, okay, was on J&D's stream, okay? Like you wouldn't believe. Like you wouldn't believe, guys. Like you would. I was embarrassed. I was like, man, I wish I didn't know that guy. That's how ashamed I was to watch him lick J&D live. Okay? Disgusting. Disgusting, okay? Disgusting, Exotic. Disgusting. I never want to see that ever again publicly, okay? Disgusting. We got Ash in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Hello!
Welcome, my friend. Let's see who else is in the house. We got Brian in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Welcome. We got Giovan. Hello, my fellow collectors. Wish a happy Taco Tuesday. Oh my God! If you only knew why I was late.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
I just had the best tacos in the world. Delicious. I had fish tacos. I had birria. Yum, yum. We got Michael in the house.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. Welcome. Good evening, collectors. Today feels like the most Mondayest Tuesday ever. I'm satisfied. Oh, my God. No respect for the Tuesday, huh? We got Lou.
I'm doing.
He says, what up, my 16112? He said 11. Yeah, okay. Uncarded, late as usual. I guess the time got fast. Oh, my God. No respect. Joe, my friend, welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, if you want to see some some private hello, everyone. Special shout out to the real ones, and the real ones get exclusive. You don't want to know, guys. You do not want to know. Let's see. Bow.
How you doing?
Welcome. I heard that the tariffs won't affect the J&D Studios collector. Unbelievable. No respect. No respect. Well, you voted for the clown. What do you mean? You voted for the clown. You voted for the clown. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. You voted for the clown. 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 First of all, Ash, I don't vote. I've never voted. I've never registered to vote. I am proud. I don't play stupid games. Okay? You know what happens when you play stupid games, right? Have you heard what happens when you play stupid games? Let's see who else is in the house. Are you sure you're not confusing J and D with JD's? What's JD's? I don't know what that is. I don't know JD's. What is JD's, Ash? Leo, my friend, welcome. Leo in the house. Leo in the house.
I'm doing.
Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 19 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here as well. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Everybody. My buddy asked me what are tacos. Yeah, you need a meal, Joe. Joe needs a meal. Joe's looking like he's about to go for Rocky 35 right now. Dehydrated days. Good job. Oh man. Jay and Diddy made me Jay and Diddy. Unbelievable. Yo, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh man. I was like, and I know this guy. It was awesome. It was great. That was great. Mods are now receiving exclusive things can confirm. Oh man, you guys, unreal, guys, unreal. You know what's great. You know what's great about what's going on right now. It is a very select few that know what's going on right now. Okay, this is why it's important to be here all the time for our inside jokes that nobody else will understand. No other streaming person, no YouTuber, no channel has this connection with their viewers. You're welcome, Garlics. Let's see, Fabs, Jack Daniels. It's a rum. Oh, JD's. I got you. No, I know Jack Daniels. I just know what you meant. Hey guys, shout out to Alexander over. He deserves it. Why? Who is that? Alexander. I don't know who that is. I don't know. All right, guys. So first and foremost, let's get started right away. So, real quickly, I don't know who the stupid, retard, dumbass said that Nice Pool was getting canceled. As you can see, Hot Toys just posted this either last night or today. He's not going anywhere. There's no reason for them to cancel Nice Pool. I don't know who would ever come up with that idea. Just because there's a lawsuit, that has nothing to do with Nice Pool. Just because Ryan Reynolds decided to make this figure, making fun of the Baldoni guy. Okay? Let's just say that's a fact, which it is, right? It seems to be, at least. Let's say, right? Because they're in court right now. That was the reason, right? Oh, they're getting sued, so they're going to cancel Nice Pool, right? Let's say that's the case, right? Let's say they're in court and Nice Pool happens to come up. Okay? Let's say that. And they're going to ask Ryan Reynolds, sir, is it true that your character Nice Pool from the movie Deadpool and Wolverine was created making fun of our defendant here, Baldoni, or a complainant, because I think he's filing a complaint, so he's a plaintiff. Do you people think that Ryan Reynolds is going to go, Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I made up the character making fun of him. Yes. Nobody's ever going to know if that's the case. People think it is. It's obvious that it could be. He hasn't said publicly, yeah, I did it. He never will. So why would they have to cancel the figure? Makes no sense. So that's why I don't understand how people watch. I don't know where you guys get your information, and then you guys start spreading it, and that's my point. That's my point. You hear the dumb shit, and then you spread it as a fact. You don't think about it for 1 second. The lawsuit has nothing to do with Deadpool. Has nothing to do with Nice Pool. So why does that even come up? Stupid. They don't know what to talk about, so they create dumb shit, and then other idiots go, oh yeah, it's gonna get canceled. Retarded. Unbelievable. I don't get it. Chris, my friend, welcome.
Hello!
There's 23 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. Yep, saw this yesterday. I can't wait. Exactly. So where would, just somebody, please, in the chat, seriously, somebody please let me know why anybody would say that this is getting canceled. Somebody, I'm seriously asking. The Memalorian, welcome, my friend. How are you?
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Actually, Nice Pool was played by an actor named Gordon Reynolds. So it's my point. So before you guys start spreading misinformation and start spreading things that aren't true, that make no sense. Things could not be true, fine. But think about just 1 second. Just say, why would they cancel this? Oh, there's a lawsuit. Okay, does the lawsuit have to do with Ryan Reynolds or his wife? Huh. Oh, he's involved? Does that have to do with his movie Deadpool, or does that have to do with his wife's movie? Huh. It's common sense. Common sense. So it's just, let me see. Michael sent me something. Let's see what you sent me, Michael. No. We talked about that. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Rudy. We spoke on it. I think yesterday, or I think it was yesterday. And I told them where I had originally got that information from. That somebody said that it was canceled. It wasn't. It wasn't you guys. So it's just dumb shit that makes no sense. Makes no sense. Deadpool has nothing to do with Blake Lively. Deadpool has nothing to do with Baldoni. Nothing. Why would anybody with common sense drag Deadpool into any of that lawsuit? Stupid. Because it makes no sense to even think that that's a possibility. And this is probably why Hot Toys decided to do this, to let you idiots know that it's not getting canceled. Because this is the most random, picture here for no reason. The Deadpool hype is, died down a little bit now. So they probably shared this to let people know, hey, stop being an idiot. We're not canceling this because there's no reason for us to cancel this. Most likely the case. Let's see. We got Sean in the house. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Konnichiwa means what's up?
Michael, don't check. You're welcome. Unreal. Choo collection. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Welcome. It's coming home slowly. Nightmare, what's up? So that's what I wanted to go over real quickly regarding that, because again, it is stupid. It makes no sense. It is ridiculous. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 31 of you guys in here already. Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. So now, guys, also something I want to go over. Something I talk about sometimes because it's important in the community. It's important with when people are trying to buy figures for cheap, especially in the groups, right? eBay and other stuff is a different world, but in the group, right? So there's a group that keeps changing names. It used to be Hot Toys Collectors. Now it's called Hot Toys Collectors Community, right? That group is every admin in that group is the same person, number one, okay? And he's scamming. He's constantly scamming people left and right, okay? This here is one of the names that he goes by. And if you guys want to verify, go in the group. Again, Hot Toys Collectors Community now. It used to be Hot Toys Collectors. He changed the logo. Now it's Hot Toys Collectors Community. And this name is very active in that group. So now obviously this is buy, sell, trade, another group. But just so you guys could see what he tries to do. So what he's doing here is he's showing you a Luke, right? As you can see, for 165. Anybody with common sense knows that this is not selling for 165. So what do? They lowball the prices for somebody to go and fall for the scam, right? So again, go check out the name because he's very active in a lot of the groups trying to scam people. Okay. Another thing, what do I always tell you guys about people treating how people treat their figures? Look at this box. Okay. Give me a reason. Okay. Something reasonable. Give me a reason why a box would look like this. Again, something realistic. Something that is possible. Somebody tell me in the chat.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Because I want to know what you guys think of this. Because like I said, when I tell you guys things, it's not for nothing. I don't tell you guys. I don't make up things. I tell you guys for a reason. And we just had this conversation a couple days ago talking about what figure were we talking about? That was and I said, yeah, I said people treat their stuff like crap. I forget what it was, but we just talked about it maybe Saturday. People destroy their stuff. Figures that just came out 2-3 weeks ago. Destroyed. How? Why? Oh, it's missing this. I lost this. This broke. What do you mean? Insane. So this is what I mean. Guys, there's 37 of you guys. Need to please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. We got Blinken in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got two.
Hello.
How many likes, my friend? Tell me, please. Tell me. There's 37 watching. I don't even know. I don't even have a like count. Thank you for letting me know. So, again, why? Give me an excuse to why this would ever look like this. That's my point. There's a lot of this. So now, another thing, okay? This is the group, okay? If you look, Night Watch, welcome.
Hello.
Roomba accident. Roomba accident, imagine. It's crazy. Honestly, it looks like a kid was being... Yo, it's crazy. It's great. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, please. Please hit that like button right now if you haven't yet. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. So it's crazy, right? So now, Pay attention. So here we got Oscar Ortiz from, again, the scammer group. I checked out the name. It seems legit, but we don't know what his connection is to the admin of the group. That's number one. That's how I would think of it, first of all. Because I can tell you this. Why would he sell this at $450, knowing that even used is going for higher than that? Okay? That's number one. So that right there is a red flag. Okay? There's no, I'm desperate looking to not something like this. So again, it could be legit. It could be. But be aware. Be aware of what happens, especially, like I said, this group is no joke. That the admin has about 30 pages, 30 accounts that he uses, and he'll have a conversation with himself using different accounts. He'll make a post, and with another account, himself will say, this is a great deal. And then with another account under that, he'll say, great seller. And then under another, like that. Meanwhile, it's him over and over and over. And all you got to do to verify is just look at how new the page is. And that's it. It's that simple. You can't really even go by, I have references. Again, from that group, be very careful. Be very careful. Another thing that he does, okay? Obviously, he's in every other group. When people do an ISO, the scammers, again, not everybody. I got to be very clear because everybody, I do that all the time. I'm not a scammer, so I got to be very clear. The scammers, a lot of the times, when it's something kind of rare, kind of, they'll be the one saying, I have it, PM me. Again, just look at their page, how new, how old, how active they're in it. And right away, you'll know right away if it's a scam or not. Again, people still, 2025, people still getting scammed. 2025. So clearly people are retarded to keep getting scammed in 2025. I had told somebody in the group, somebody in that same group had stolen somebody's images. Somebody who is, in the community as well, but I know his pictures. So as soon as this group posted his pictures, I messaged him and I said, hey, is this you? He goes, yep. He made a post immediately about how they had stolen his pictures to scam people. What did that guy do? As soon as he saw the post, when I said scammer alert, in this group, Hot Toys Collectors community, he tried going and getting into my group with that same account that I had just exposed. Ban, bitch. So there, he goes everywhere because it's the same person. So he goes everywhere to see who he could take advantage of. And that guy's doing it because he's doing it. Like I said, he's got over 30 accounts. And he's sitting there having conversations with himself, like Luch does in my group. Man. Luch is like, let me make this look legit. So I'm talking to myself. Luch, you bum. So, that's what happens. That's what happened. SJC, welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Hello!
Bradley, you bum. Welcome.
Hello!
Welcome. Should I sell mines? Your what? Your Joker? Yeah, sell it to me for $450. So, Dooley, how many likes? Dooley? Let me know how many likes. So, that's what I mean, right? Just be very careful. People are getting scammed. It seems like it's very simple to scam people. Apparently, this guy has a group with like 30, 40 people in it, 30, 40,000 people in it. and he's working it. It looks like that's his full-time job, trying to get somebody, you know. And I don't understand how he's getting people. Even you know, I understand if you pay, you know, friends and family, obviously that's gone. But I wonder, is everybody paying friends? Like, what? I don't know. 25 likes, guys. Hit that like button. There's 34 of you guys in there. Please hit the like button or get the hell out of my life. Come on. Tuli, keep track. Let me know when we're at 34. This is ridiculous. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unreal. Some people suck. No, I'm telling you, and it looks like I said, it looks like this is his full-time job, to just sit there and scam it, because you wouldn't make 30 accounts to scam 2 people. So it looks like he's balls deep in scamming. And people still share their stuff in there, which I guess it doesn't matter, right? They share their stuff in this group. They buy stuff in this group, or at least they try to. It's crazy. Watch the dog's figures. You know, it's crazy. I'm telling you, because it's like, what's going on? How are people so dumb? These peasants holding out legs. Girl. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. There's 33. Yes, they're dropping like flies. I'd rather you drop like flies than stay here, not hit the like button. So hit that like button. Don't be a douche. So again, that's the thing. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And again, these prices, guys, when it's too good to be true, please believe it. Please believe it, because it is too good to be true. It always is. Okay? It's never what you think. It's never what you think. You're better off finding it for higher and trying to lower it than finding it dirt cheap when it's a special piece, when it's an exclusive piece, when it's a limited piece, when it has, you know, special things about it, accolades about it. Don't fall for it, because if it's too good to be true, 99.9% of the chance it is. You know, so it's a scam sale. That's the thing. This one I don't know, because I checked the name, and the page, at least the account looks legit. But again, I don't know why they would be selling this at this price. It makes no sense. Again, there's no you know, he didn't put a timestamp or anything. So again, I don't know. Anything goes in this group. That's another thing. They don't require you to do anything, because it's easier to scam that way. So him being the scammer, the admin, he doesn't require you to do anything, because it's easier for him to scam by not requiring you to do anything, by not requiring you to do timestamps, you know, to verify yourself. That's why you can do whatever you want in this group, because it benefits him. And even with that, you notice that with this one, this is not his name, obviously, at all, by any means. It's not his name. But he's going to write it on a piece of paper, because why wouldn't he? If you go look at this page is brand new. That's why I know it's a scammer. So why wouldn't he be able to write it on paper if it's a made-up name and made-up account? Duh. That's my point. You know? Faz, open that door. Oh, you see it? You see it in the back? Look at you with the night vision eyes. So yeah, guys, let me show you guys real quickly. So as you can see behind me, this way. So I got my DeLorean 3 there, and on top, as you can see, I have Star Killer and Revan right next to each other. So I got everything today, and then my DeLorean 3 right here. So I can't wait to open that thing. It's going to be awesome. You open that door, you got blocked. Stay away from me, Brad. Stay away from me. So, like I said, wake up Wake up, garlics. Wake up, garlics. We got Valkyrie in the house.
Hello!
Welcome. Go for a drive. But guys, there's 42 of you guys in it. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. Thule, let me know how many likes. How many likes, Thule? They're coming in. Not hitting that like button. Not happening on my watch. Not on my watch. Bye. These under retail prices heard the resale. Here's the thing, though. And that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. So, number one, if this is a scam, obviously, if what you're saying was a thing, right, that's not that, right? If this is a scam, right, this is not affecting prices because this is not realistic. But if this is real, which I can guarantee you 99.9% this is not real. It can't be real. Nobody's selling an Artisan Joker at $450. I can tell you that right now. It ain't happening. It ain't real. Let's say it's real. This is what kills the market. This is what kills the value. You get these collectors, okay, that have every right to collect. They have every right to be here. They have every right to spend their money however they want. The problem is they have no sense of anything, clearly. So what tends to happen is you'll get somebody buys a figure, expensive figure. It's their favorite character. They can't live without this character. They buy the figure. For whatever reason, they got to pay their cell phone bill. They got to buy toilet paper. They got to buy lunch for work. And they need to sell the figure. Now, this person needs this money as soon as possible. So therefore, they're going to sell the figure way below what it's going for, right? So let's say this Joker is going right now for, I don't know, made up number, $700. Retail was $4 and change, which is what he's putting it up for, pretty much, right? So if it's going for $700 and he's selling it for $450, what does that say? He's desperate. He's desperate for the money. What happens, though, which is the most important part of this whole thing? Anybody who sees that sale at $450 immediately says, look, they're all selling below retail. Just immediate thought process is they're all selling for below retail. What happens is for example, if I see that, I know I can't pay over that. I will not pay over that, and I will find a way to either find it for that price or hope to get it near that price. But that's what it does. Then you know if somebody got it for that price, why would I pay more? I don't have to. So that's why it's not good when you have these desperate, can you call them collectors? Right? You got these desperate people dying for money, killing an entire market of figures because you need to pay a bill. That is insane. Happens all the time. You see people selling their stuff. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm selling I need to pay my. What do you mean? Why are you buying toys if you can't pay your water heater? What are you talking about? So that's what happens. It kills an entire market just because you can't be in it. You can't afford to be in it. Again, you're free to do it. You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to spend your money however you want. Nobody's telling you no. But the damage that you cause trying to be a part of something that you clearly can't be a part of is what hurts everybody else that's really a part of it. And it's not like, oh, you're not welcome here. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, it sucks. It's just, and you can't fix it. It'll never get fixed because you can't tell people what to do. How are you going to tell somebody, hey, don't sell it for that price? It's not your problem. So it'll never stop. It can't stop. Unless everybody coming into the community, into the hobby, realizes what, studies the hobby pretty much. What goes on specifically with Hot Toys, because that's the only company that we talk about regarding buying and selling. Yeah, third party here and there, that doesn't really matter. But Hot Toys is what buy, sell, trade. Right? So somebody may be coming in, learning, seeing what it's about, seeing what the markets are, seeing what the trades are, seeing what the values are, seeing what the what goes on before jumping in, which again, this is made up. This will never happen. You know what I mean? So, but it hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. It hurts the value of their figures. Again, if you're collecting for value, you're in the wrong hobby. That's number one. But if you have figures, or at least you thought you had figures that would hold value, and then now they don't, what are you gonna do? So collecting for value is not a thing anymore. You hope, right? I hope, for example, I know that whatever I have, it is what it is, right? Whatever value my stuff is holding, it is what it is, right? I'm not like, oh man, I hope this holds. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? What if here I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is all gonna be worth $2 million. And then it's not. What am I gonna do? Nothing. There's nothing you could do. So why even have that in the back of your mind that you have some type of value? Yes, it's great if it has it already and it's keeping it, of course. Awesome. But if that's your goal with everything you're buying, never. Biggest failure of your life if you think that's going to happen. If you think that you're buying Hot Toys for value. Again, some are keeping and holding some value, absolutely. But nowhere near what it used to be at all. At all. These other retail prices hurt resale market and get folks thinking they can find this again. Well, correct. Right? Yeah, and then that's the thing. It's like, oh well, I just saw it for $450. I can find it, and that's the thing. You'll never want to pay for more than that. Why? So that's what kills everything. Because then that's it. If you want to sell it, you're not selling it because nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it unless you're getting a dirt cheap. Fabs, open that door. You got blocked. This guy. 32 likes. Thank you guys. Guys, it's 45. If you guys are, please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. I see nothing wrong with that. Luke, that's the Hot Toys Wookiee handle packaging. Very limited. Special edition. Toilet paper. I'm telling you, it's always something. It's always, I gotta buy this. I gotta fix my car. What are you talking about? How are toys your valuable stuff that you gotta sell? What? It's crazy. And you're not going to get, what you're asking for anyway. So are you really desperate for $160? Nobody's selling their figures below 220, 240. Nobody's giving you that anyway. So you're desperate for $180, $160, which is what you're most likely going to get. Because even if you put up some for sale, it's not selling right away. So you're that desperate for $100 and something. Do I have anyone in here have asked me to do? Nope, I don't. Always some non-collecting garlic that sells their Hot Toys. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. An entire market gone just because you just have no. Yep, folks see one for sale on the crossbar. Correct. They just think everything should be that. But again, you can't blame. I could tell you if I see that, why would I ever want to pay more than that? Again, ballpark right around there. If it's sold for $450, I will buy it. Even if it was going for $700 and sold at $450, I will pay $500. I won't pay more than $500. Absolutely not. Again, obviously, depending on what it is. You know. If I'm selling his Joker to Pip. Let me tell you guys something. You know, and I'm very lucky and I'm very blessed to be able to do what I do and say what I'm about to say. But if the day came when I had to sell a figure to buy something or to buy another one, I will be done. I will be done. If I'm like, oh man, I need to sell something just so I could get something, I will literally delete my channel that second. Okay. Gotta pay my gas bill. Well, stop buying in art and you won't have to be broke all the time. Chadwick, my friend, welcome.
Hello!
Probably selling their Hot Toys collection in order to afford the new Marvel Legends Maximum line. Oh my God, I think he's a pioneer. Wayne, my friend, welcome. Welcome. I'm doing. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. Let's see. Michael says, the problem is that after this uncarded. The problem is that after someone takes advantage of a lowball offer, they run straight to the groups. That's another thing. Correct. That is another thing. Oh, I just got this for, $200. It's like, what? Again, I don't care for, right? That doesn't really happen often. It does happen, absolutely. Doesn't happen often. So I don't really care for that anyway. If somebody says, oh, I just got this. All right, how do I know that? How can I possibly verify that? So that's why that I don't really care for. Michael says, what I've learned from buying on the secondhand market, most of the sellers have them at lower prices just to get rid of them based on talking with the seller. Correct. Depending on what it is, depending on where it is, right? It just depends. But do not sleep on scammers is the point. That's the point, That's the main issue. It's do not sleep on the scammers. So, guys, regarding the Japan exclusive stuff, it looks like we have one more slot left. Okay? So now, what do you guys think it's going to be? What do you guys want it to be? What do you guys expect it to be, if anything? I would be surprised if it wasn't a figure. Okay, I could tell you that. Does it have to be a figure? Absolutely not. Again, they broke it up. By them breaking up this here with this, instead of having them all in a row, that tells me they don't have to all be figures, right? Just because these are in a row doesn't mean they all have to be figures. Can they be? Of course. Will they be? Most likely, right? But does it have to be? No. Now, we got Galen, which brand new head sculpt we've never gotten before. We've never gotten this character made before. I can guarantee you we're going to get him again. 1,000% sure. Guaranteed, or your money back. We have him. Obviously, this is going to be an alternate suit, of course. Guaranteed, just like when we got Jin Urso. How do we get her? Imperial disguise. And then we got her regular version, which this is your Imperial version here. And then it's going to be the regular version, just like Generso, guaranteed. They're not using this head sculpt one time and then that's it. Absolutely not happening. I can guarantee you they're going to mess with the hair. They're going to change the hair up, maybe give it a different expression, which I don't even think they'll go that far. I think they'll reuse it with the rolling eyes, different hair, and there's your new head sculpt. That's why they don't really need to give these figures different expressions anymore, really, because the eye, just by changing the eye direction gives the figure a completely different pose, look. So the point of that is, because of this being a brand new figure that we've never gotten before, it's harder to gauge what the last figure could be, right? We have a Stormtrooper, which generic. We have Vader, which generic, right? No head sculpt, reused parts, panels, reprinted molds, right? Reused molds. Maul, right? We just got the last 2.0 with the speeder. So they reused that same head sculpt, right? Bare bones, right? Before adding the horns on the actual Maul figure. What did they do? They left it blank, and then they just added the top horns, I believe it's 4 horns, and then there were 2 on the sides, and whatever else, then the wrapping. So they used that plain canvas head sculpt to make this one. So there's your reuse of the Darth Maul 2.0, right? So you got a reused Darth Vader, which we just got Obi-Wan. We just got 40th anniversary, Return of the Jedi, right? So it could be either one of those. I can guarantee you it's not a brand newly developed Darth Vader, right? Stormtrooper, this is your most generic Stormtrooper ever, right? It's all panel. I can tell you, though, one thing I did notice, the black suit under it is very different, at least from what it looks like. It looks very detailed. It's got like a honeycomb like texture to it, a lot of little circular like things on it. So it could be just from the picture. I can guarantee you it's not. I think it's something new. But again, does that make the figure a completely different world? No, right? Just an undersuit. But again, the whole point is it's all reused stuff, right? The black may be a new material, but the panels are your standard printed panels from the standard Stormtrooper mold. And so, what can this be? As you can see, another thing, these are all variants, right? None of this is your standard movie anything. None of this appeared in any movie. None of it, right? This here is the only one. Right here, the only one that is movie accurate. And even that, right, is a brand new, like I said earlier, brand new thing. So now, what do I expect? What do I think? Well, it can't be another Stormtrooper. It can't be Darth Vader, right? I don't think it's going to be, a Luke. I doubt it, right? The one thing that I am noticing, if you guys pay attention, everybody here, at least from here to here, is dark side, right? Everybody here is bad. Everybody is a bad guy, right? Yes, he built the Death Star, but does that make him a bad guy? That's up to you. So just from this here, the fact that there's more villains and bad guys and dark side than anything else, do you continue with that theme and everything else is bad, or do you say we need a good guy? If we need a good guy, then what do we get? That's what I'm saying. Does a Luke make sense? Right? Somebody had mentioned, I forgot who mentioned prototype Boba Fett, the white Boba Fett. Why wouldn't that be a possibility? It's a helmet. They don't need permission for likeness, right? Which again, we talk about once you sign with Disney, you don't need permission from anybody, which I told you guys that I feel like over a year ago. So That's the thing, right? Are they going still everything bad guy, everything evil, or are they giving us a Luke? Are they doing a Boba Fett? Are they doing, something unexpected? What else can we get? Um, it can't be a clone, right? It can't be anything clone trooper related. A Dooku, right? Count Dooku, some type of different style or different variant of Count Dooku. Again, we could get a hero, right? Some type of, we could get a Luke, we could get a Qui-Gon, right? We could get and it's got to be something like that, right? It's got to be something that is generic, like a Darth Vader, right? A Darth Maul or Stormtrooper, something like that, that could be turned into a variant, you know? Let me see what you guys are saying. Fabs doesn't sell. He trades us. I do trade. Uh, the philosophy of selling your figures to buy new ones never made sense to me. I love my figures too, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. If you think about it, right? If you think about it, it is a very smart move to fund your collection using your collection. But the one thing that doesn't make sense to me and that I've always said is, what are you collecting then? Especially, for example, with the Hot Toys, some of these figures, the ones that hold value, they hold value over time, right? So if you're constantly just selling your stuff, what are you really collecting? Are you're just acquiring, what's new from the company? Is that your collection? Right? Because obviously there's nothing there that you care for enough, because you're letting it go to buy the new stuff. You care more about the new stuff than the old stuff that you already own. So that means you don't really have any attachment to any of it. So what is the point? That's what I don't understand. Because again, I will never bash somebody for supporting their own collecting through their collection. It's very smart. You don't really have to put much money out. If you're selling a figure for $300 and the new one is $450, and you only got to put out $150 for the why is that not smart? Absolutely smart. It's easier if you don't have attachment to any of it, because it's easier for you to let it go, of course. But again, what is the point of your collection then? You're not collecting for things that you like because you're letting them go. So what is the collection about? That's what I don't get. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Anybody, if you want to spend your money on whatever the hell you want, that's your problem. Right? So it's nobody's business anyway. But the point is that you have people like that in this community telling people what to do and how to collect when they themselves don't know what the fuck's going on. That's the hypocrisy. That's the whole point of that being involved or being part of this community, this hobby, is that you got people pretending to be able to tell others what to do, or how to do, or what to do, or how to collect, or stuff like that. Which again, it is what it is. Do what you want. But when some people don't take you seriously because you're a joke and you make no sense in doing what you're doing, then don't get offended by those people. Realize that it's you. So that's the one thing I'll never understand. That I will never understand. The last figure will be a collection filler, another stormtrooper or droid. That was another thing I was going to say, a droid, right? The thing with the droid is it has to be an R2, because C-3PO we just got as 000. So I would lose my mind if they gave us another C-3PO. So it's got to be an R2 in some type of, something, if that, right? Something unexpected from Rogue One, I don't think so. I don't think there's going to be anything else from Rogue One. It wouldn't make sense, right? So I don't know. I want to see what you guys are saying about it. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 45 of you guys here. Thank you guys for being here as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. I would love a Jawa 2-pack with R5D. Yeah, no, I don't think so. That ain't happening. Um, Fabs, I need to feed my. I'll sell you. Keep it. I'll pay you to keep it. Okay. I got my Unreal and Batmobile head sculpt. It's beautiful. It does feel more brittle compared to Hot Toys cowl, which feel more rubber. Wait, what do you mean your Unreal 89 Batman? What's Unreal 89 Batman? Is that like a third party thing? I don't think I heard of that. As long as I don't drop it on hard server, should be okay. Send me a picture. I want to see. 44 watch and 34. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Guys, there's 48 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button. Don't make me ask you twice. Don't make me ask you twice. So it looks like none of you garlics care for what's coming. None of you garlics care except Blinken. Blinken's the only one who has a want. He's the only collector in this stream. Unreal. Very upsetting. Very upsetting. Very upsetting that Blinken is the only one involved in the conversation. Thank you, Blinken, for being involved. But the only problem with your want is there's no 2-packs. They would never give us a 2-pack. Nothing, nothing fancy in these celebration things. If you pay attention, the whole point of these celebration things, again, not for everything. Not for everything. As you can see, this is all brand new. This is brand new, right? This is all paint. This is all paint. So the whole point of these limited figures and exclusives usually is to reuse or repurpose an older figure, right? It could be new outfit. It could be, different hair. It could be, something. But it's something that's going to make it different than what it should be, right? So Ash says it will be a Deadpool. Never. Remember, this is Japan 2025 Star Wars celebration. It doesn't say Marvel, it says Star Wars. Ash, you bum. Peasants out in full force. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 44 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being. I said Jar Jar earlier. Well, Jar Jar would be. Yeah, that would make sense. Why not? It's an alien, number one. It's a new figure, which we can't say, oh, well, they're not making new figures because here's your new figure. So that's 2 checks right there, right? So a new figure, possible. Alien, possible. The problem is, here's the problem. These here are usually alternate outfits. Jar Jar, we only saw him with one, really. Right? Actually, no. I think at the end, didn't he at the end wear something different? I think he did wear something different. So if that's the case, maybe that alternate outfit for Jar Jar. Yes. Ernesto, welcome.
Hello!
Hello there. That spot is reserved for Darkseid Anakin. No way. Can you imagine? Do you guys think that's a possibility? Let me know in the chat immediately. Do you guys think that Darkseid Anakin could be that second slot? I can tell you it's not, and I'm going to tell you why. Anakin, Darkseid at that, will never be number 2. Okay? Ever. Will never be number 2 anything. Okay? Now, if they do that, very disrespectful. Ernesto says, Jar Jar stinks. No respect. It will be an orange rain. You are obsessed. Ash, you are obsessed with your king. Okay? Gilbert, my friend, welcome. What I'm doing? It would be 2 chaos of full black. Oh, that is a great call. A K2SO is a figure they've made twice. You had it as whatever battle droid, and then you had it as K2SO. Huh, that's a good one. That is a good one. That is a good one. A droid. Ha 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 ha. Michael's calling it out. Tupac, Aunt Burrow, and Owens lost. No way on the dark side. Exactly. Exactly. It will be its own spotlight. Correct. There's no way. Dark Side. First of all, it would have to be again an alternate look of Dark Side Anakin, which there is none. Unless again we get something like Darth Maul, which is some concept stuff that we haven't seen, which clearly is possible. But I don't think if they do something like that again, for example, then that means that they have to reuse the Dark Side head sculpt, the Dark Side Anakin head sculpt on its standard MMS release, which it has to happen. So it ain't gonna happen. That can't happen. Nefty, look at this guy. Look at this.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. SJC, welcome.
Hello.
That is a droid. Oh, a droid. It makes sense. That's what I'm saying. It makes sense. We got the Stormtrooper, we got Vader, we got Maul. And if you look at the tiers, right? At the tiers of obviously he's King Evil, then he's below, then he's below. Then maybe they go, but no, it should have been Vader here, Maul here, Stormtrooper here, and then whatever this is. Now, do you guys think it's a female? What about that? Nobody, all you misogynists in the chat, unreal. Nobody has thought of a female. How come? Why are you guys so anti-women? I'm a feminist. I love women. Okay? How come nobody mentioned a woman? I'm ashamed of all of you in this chat. All of you. You come in here, you don't even represent for women. Nobody even brought up a woman. What about Darkseid? What's her name? Not Jin. What's her name? From the Rise of Skywalker. Darkseid. Oh my God. What's her name? I can't remember her name right now. Somebody in the chat. Darkseid from Rise of Skywalker. What's her name? Rey. Thank you, Thule. Darkseid Rey. Nobody thought about Darkseid Rey. How come? All you misogynist people in here. All you misogynists. Unbelievable. Luxury Drive Exotics. Welcome back. Nice to see you. I'm doing. Darkseid Anakin would be number one. Exactly. Darkseid Rey. See? There you go. Darkseid Rey. I told you guys. Darkseid Rey. Nobody mentioned a woman. You misogynists. Unbelievable. Fab is going to be yeah, that's another one, guys. Thank you for this, Nefty. Do you guys remember a few months ago already when I brought up actually the whole Chewbacca announcement and they teased Escape Leia in the pictures and all you not all you, but a lot of you professionals. Oh yeah, she's coming. All the professionals. Where are all the professionals now? Where is she?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Just a reminder, because I want you guys to understand why I say the things I said. I told you guys it makes sense for it to be announced like that. Never. Hot Toys has never done that. They will never do that. That's why I was able to tell you there's no way she's coming. And here we are months later. The Deadpool, what do you call it? The Deadpool guesses I made. We're already almost done with the whole Deadpool line. I made all my predictions about Deadpool. We're almost done with Deadpool. We're still waiting on Wolverines. Escape Leia, nowhere to be found. But hey.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
You garlics gonna learn. You gonna learn. Fabs, am I sorry? I am sorry, my what? Nah. He said my what? Oh my God, this guy. He said my what? Ash. Oh my god. When did Hot Toys last make? Never. Never. But Grievous has to be well, Grievous is up for pre-order already, so that's not happening. And it would have to be an alternate look to Grievous, and it's not gonna happen because he doesn't really have another look. So unless there's something I don't know about, maybe it's a Clone Wars look. I don't know. That's possible. Could it be finally Cassian? That's a possible announcement. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it would make sense with this guy. Absolutely. Oh my God. Thule, I think you got it. I think you got it, Thule. I think Thule got it. Because that makes a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. Again, it could be a brand new head sculpt just like him, right? We can't say, oh, well, there's nothing new there. Absolutely brand new right here. So it could be Thule. Wow, that's a good one, Thule. That's a great one, Thule. Fabs, you like women so much. Why don't you work for Disney? Work for Disney. Let's see. Moo!
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up?
Welcome, my friend. Hello, community of collectors. Is the 18th celebration exclusive chart fully filled? No, we have one missing. Number 2. We're trying to figure out what you think it is. What do you think it is, Moose? Let us know your thoughts. Thule said it could be Andor, and I kind of agree with that. That actually makes a lot of sense. It could be anything. It could be anything, right? Somebody said a droid, but it could be. I'm telling you, Andor would be sick. Andor would be sick. And we can't say, well, he's never been announced. Neither was he. Galen was never announced, right? So I'm telling you, it could be Thule. Thule. Hell no, Ray. I prefer Jar Jar. Wait, so also Darkseid Ray. Darkseid Ray would be epic. She would be epic. I said Andor first. No fair. Well, yeah, you too. You too. Fast, we're gonna hang out here in a bit because yeah, because this is supposed to be fun. Anybody? I only get angry. You know when I get angry, Ash? I get angry when people come in here trying to be disrespectful, trying to talk shit about shit they don't know anything about, and then try to tell me about it. That's when I get upset. But everybody's welcome to come here. Everybody's cool in here. Clearly, you guys have been coming here for months, if not over a year already. So this is what my stream is supposed to be about. Okay. But people want to come in here, disrupt it, and bother me and mess with me, and that's where you guys get the wrath live. You think Hot Toys would release Cassian before the show releases? The problem is this. They could release Cassian labeled Rogue One. Because remember, he appeared in Rogue One. So that has nothing to do with the show. Just like this here is from where? Rogue One. You know what I mean? We never got a Cassian from Rogue One, which everybody's like, what the hell? He appeared at Rogue One. He got a season 1 of his own show. Now we're going on season 2 and still no figure. So it has nothing to do with season 2, right? They could even come out with season 1. Andor from season 1. Why not? We didn't get it from season 1. Why can't we? So that's the thing. They could do Andor from Rogue One, Andor from season 1. From season 1, right? You know what I mean? So it's possible. They have the branding from Andor or Rogue One. So either way goes. You know, so that's why that even helps justify why it's a possibility. It's such a big possibility to fill up that second spot. You know, CSI, welcome.
Hello!
It's going to be Darth Jar Jar. Imagine. Fast, where does the celebration chart originate? Where? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. So this was the very first one, and then it started like all the other stuff. And then we got this guy, and then everything else, and then we started getting these. But we're almost done. We got one left, Moose. One left. And that's what we're trying to figure out. Fab only gets angry about jazzing. Look at jazzing. Rob, my friend, welcome.
Hello!
Nice to see you. Welcome, Star Wars all day. It's going to be black BB-8 and make it an exclusive. Imagine, imagine. We have a black BB-8. We have the black BB-8 from that came with Kylo Ren from the the second movie, not the Force Awakens. Uh, the Last Jedi. I think he came with Kylo Ren from the Last Jedi. All right, guys. And last but not least, like I said, very important news from the White House regarding tariffs. Do not sleep on this, please, guys. Do not sleep on this. It is very important because, like I said, before I even bring that up, okay, this was brought up. This was something that was said, and obviously once OSR 16 Republic, it said somebody posted this, said sad day for collecting. What would you be doing if you stopped collecting 1/6 or stop collecting altogether? So I'm assuming this happened when the whole tariff conversation started, and that they were happening and blah blah blah. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think you would do if the tariffs got out of hand to where they just got like crazy expensive? Bob and I were having this conversation, and he brought up the fact that people are bugging out over these tariffs for absolutely no reason. You guys are making it seem like we're getting added to any figure. Again, obviously, depending on the value, of course, it matters. But most figures are in the 200 range up to 300 plus ish. So whatever amount is going up, it's going to be a certain amount, $30, 35. Again, depending on what the amount is. I'm not saying it's going to be the same amount for everything. No. But depending on the amount, it's only going to be $30, $35. Again, nobody's asking for it. Nobody's looking to pay for it. Nobody's saying, oh, this is no problem. It's a problem. But it's only an extra $30, $40. You know what I mean? So what do you guys think, or what do you guys plan on doing if the tariffs start kicking in to where you're like, you know what, this extra 30, 40, $50 a figure is really turning me off to the point where I'm like, you know what, I'm out. Let me know in the chat, please, because I want to get to the bottom of this conversation, because again, people are making it seem like it's the end of the world. People are making it seem like, oh my God, the tariffs, that's it, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, again, and Bob says it all the time, nothing happened yet. Nothing happened yet, and people are already throwing in the towel. Look at this guy; he's ready to retire from collecting, and nothing happened yet. So that's my point. People are bugging out. People are freaking out over God knows what. Again, it's only going to be a few dollars extra on top if it even happens. Right now at this moment, and the tariffs are happening, but it seems like it's mostly fear. It's the tariffs, oh my God, tariffs. Which I'm assuming why the White House put out the statement that they put out, because people are bugging out. The White House wouldn't put out a statement on tariffs if people, weren't making such a big deal, which is crazy. Crazy. Folks always overreacting. Roll a fat one, relax a bit. OG fan, oh my God, this guy hasn't been here. In the last time this guy was here? This guy was here in the beginning of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys know I'm never mistaken.
Hello!
I know what I wouldn't do, cry like for months before it even happens. These are the same people who sell the figures. Thank you. And just for that, that was so beautifully put, okay? That deserved that, okay? That deserved that. Michael says the same people complaining about the hot toy, the same people who keep their months shut when real necessities are through the roof. Like toilet paper. Depends where you are can be a problem. That is correct. That is correct. He said I was lurking. Matt Planet, my friend, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello!
Guys, there's 51 of you guys here. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. For tariffs, I actually think manufacturers like Hot Toys will eat some of the cost to retain U.S. market. In any event, I will just order less and be careful about what I purchase. Yeah, that's the only thing that can happen, right? You got to control, you got to maintain, right? You're in charge of your wallet, and only you can control it, right? So it comes down to whatever it is that you feel like you're going to be doing in the future. You know what I mean? But I want to know what it is specifically. Obviously, thank you for that, because obviously this is what you're doing. But in general, I want to know what you guys are going to be doing, because I know some people are going to stop. 100%. Some people are going to stop. The excuse is going to be, oh, they're so expensive now. It's not worth it anymore. That's what's going to happen. You heard it here first. Gilbert says, keep going collecting. I need my Doomsday and Secret. There you go. Exactly. That's another thing. If people are thinking of quitting already, they don't even know the fire that's coming in the future. Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be insane lines for Marvel. Insane. So if you're going to leave now, bye-bye. Here, this for you. If you're leaving now, this for you. Let's see. I would still collect and look for the best deal. Of course, that's all you can do. You gotta be smart. That's it. Miguel Rico, welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello!
Veterano de juguete. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Nightwatch says, why only 30 to 50 increase if the tariffs wouldn't be? No. Again, this is just random numbers. This is just random again, and it also depends on the value of the figure. Obviously, again, that was not no specific like this here and this. No. That's why I made it very clear. But yes, it can get crazy 100%. Let's see. It is only a rock on the road, because if the prices jack up, then the incoming admin removes tariffs. Will Hot Toys drop the prices? Doubt it. Once prices go up, they never go down. Once prices go up for any reason, they never go down. I would be extremely shocked, because what happens is once something is raised for any reason, people get accustomed and used to that new norm. They have to get used to it. There's no, I don't want to. You have to. Once you get used to it, because you're going to continue buying, guess what? Why would they go down? If they're making the money anyway, why would they go down? People are buying anyway. Why would they go down? That's why they'll never go down. I would hope that they will say, now that the tariffs are gone, we're going to remove. I would hope that they would at least go that far, because they have to say that, But I can tell you, they'll tweak the prices to where it doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? That's just the game. Once you go from you're making all this money to all of a sudden, all right, now we got to go make less, they're not going to be okay with that. They're not going to like it. So trust me when I tell you, they'll tell us, oh, no more tariff, but they'll tweak the price. They don't feel like they're losing that much more, because they're going to get used to that money coming in. Now, you can also see it as, well, they're not going to be making as much money, because obviously not the same amount of people are going to be buying. So maybe they're like, you know what, we need to lower it as fast as possible when we can to make as much money, back. So that's also a possibility. You know what I mean? Which could also happen for them to benefit more from the volume of sales rather than the increase in price of sales. Again, so many different scenarios, so many different things can happen or possible. Be on the lookout for folks unloading their entire collections for cheap deals coming. Yes, I actually saw somebody's completely posted up his entire collection ready to get rid of, like completely stop collecting 100%. Hot Toys made the decision for me to collect less, make more OT. I have the Sideshow Scum and Villain line order. That's the stuff I want. There you go. Michael Hood, welcome. He says, just not going to give into FOMO so easy. Tariffs are just a good excuse for me not pick up figures. So there you go. So it's giving people more control. It's helping people not be so trigger happy with ordering, right? Which, I mean, saving money is always good, but if this is like what you like to do and what you love to do, it's kind of a bummer when you got to like slow down. Like, for example, this is my only hobby, right? Besides, playing soccer, this is like what I do, right? For me to stop this all of a sudden, like, it would be like I can't even fathom the thought of being like, oh, I'm done. Can I do it? Absolutely. I could stop cold turkey tomorrow if I wanted to. But it would suck if something forced me to do it. Right? If I'm in control, right? When I'm in control, I'm in control, right? If I want to stop today, goodbye. You'll never see me again. I chose to do that. But when somebody chooses something for me, that's when it's like, yo, what do you mean? That's when it sucks. When you have no control over the situation. Aaron, my friend, welcome. These people are delusional. They are fear-mongers saying standards going to be from 200. No, again, prices are going to vary on things. A vehicle, you're going to pay that money, right? That's the thing. It can. Not everything, but it can, depending on what it is that you're buying, right? Which makes sense. So, that's the thing. Carter says, I'm going to start collecting garlic and Tabasco sauce. We got to be selective. That's all. All I can say, unless you got the bingo. That's it. More control, right? You're really going to be buying what you really, really love now, right? Because you can't really be like, oh, it's cool. Let me try it. Again, you can if you want, but if you're going to be worried about not spending so much money, then obviously, you're not going to be doing that. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 42 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here as well. As says, I better buy all the Deadpool figures now. Wayne says, I'm going to keep collecting. If things get real crazy, I'll just make adjustments as need be. I love this hobby too much to just walk away. Exactly. And that's the thing, right? Like I said, I'm in the hobby for the figures, right? So it is, again, being in this thing for over 10 years now, it's like, yo, you know what I mean? It's like, to think about never opening a Hot Toys box again is crazy. It is just that thought. I can't. It would not be sustainable business for Hot Toys. The U.S. is the biggest Chinese consumer. They cannot risk losing U.S. as a business. If anything, you can get a Hot Toys from eBay. Correct. Absolutely. No, and the thing is, there's always going to be ways, right? You got pop culture in Australia, right? You got locations like that which are not going to be affected by tariffs, at least as of now. So there's always going to be ways. There's always going to be places to buy from if you're looking to save money, right? Now, what can happen is the people on eBay, start raising their prices because they know people are going to come to me now as an eBay seller to try to save money on my stuff. And let me just raise it up a bit to match whatever it is that everybody else is. That could happen too, for a much reasonable price. I will be more selective with purchase from Sideshow. If the price trend goes up, that will just mean our old figures should go up in value. I mean, naturally that would be the case, but again, this hobby is the craziest hobby ever. Nothing that would make sense with any single other hobby in the world makes sense with this hobby. For example, any car hobby you could think of. Okay, think of cars. Let's say classics. Okay, let's talk about classics specifically. Right, you get a classic car. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It's classic. It's untouched. Nobody's touched the engine. It's still 100% stock from the factory. That car is worth more. And it could be from 1966, 1976, you know, an old car like that. As long as it's original, it is worth a ton of money from being original. Not that we worked on the engine, we changed the calipers, we changed the pistons, you can't do that. It loses value when you change anything, right? So let's apply that to Hot Toys. The first Iron Man figure that was made, right? Garbage. Plastic. Garbage. You would think, well, it was the first one. It's the classic. The very first one ever made by Hot Toys. That should be worth $1 trillion. The very first figure I made. It's worth nothing. And now you got die-cast at $500 each. And those don't even really hold value. They hold the value of being what they are, which is a really expensive, big, massive, bulky, heavy figure. So that's where the value comes from. The fact that it's a mass. Not from the fact that it's the figure. You know, so that is insane. That is insane. So in that case, I agree with Matt Planet. Hot Toys might tweak a price a bit, and so they have to to a certain extent. They should, at least, if they're smart, you know. RIP RIP collecting. We'll look at the stock market in red. Thanks to Trump. What does he do? Plays golf. So this guy's unbelievable. No respect for your king. Unreal. Stock market, my bad. Chinese exports to the U.S. are not really that significant. In 2023, exports from China to the United States accounted for approximately 14.8% of China's total global exports. This translates to roughly 2.9% of China's GDP. What happens to the stuff you buy on eBay from international seller? Oh, that's a different conversation. I don't know how that's going to work on their end, because remember, they got to claim whatever it is they're shipping through customs. They always claim it. So I don't know how that's going to work. If the collecting bug has really bit you, you will never stop collecting what you love. Correct. Stay away from my... They're my new best friend, Ash. Actually, Ash, now that I'm thinking about it, I keep forgetting that you're from over there. Why are you not the one sending me figures from Australia? I just thought about that. Why is it that you come in here, you can never say, hey, by the way, Fab, if you need something from Australia, I got you. Never. Not even a single offer. No respect. No respect. I have an idea, Fab. Let's open a show. You're unreal. I'm like, Ladiado. I'm like, what the hell is that? NAFTA will protect our exports, and we can help collect or buy. This guy, you're unbelievable. If you can stop collecting just cold turkey from one to the next, you were really never true collected to begin with, at least not at heart. No, correct. But my point is that me being in control of it, right? If I decided to right now and said, I'm done. I'm in control. I'm done. But if I have to be done over outside circumstances, that's what I'm talking about. At 500, try 600 for me. Funkos make a great collection. Fast, he's not my king. Never will be. Ash, I feel like me talking about your king is upsetting you a bit. I don't understand. Why is it that your king gives you angry sensations? Fav, have you shown these peasants a message Trump left? Of course. Of course I did. Of course I did. Fabs just straight up skips me. Read Mo's comment over mine. What did you say? I read yours. I read this one. I read this. No, I didn't read that one because it's not from me. What did I miss? Howdy. Like, oh, that one probably. Welcome, Christian. I didn't even. I just realized you just walked in. See what happens? See what happens? See what happens when you're late and then you complain that you're late? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. So, guys. Oh, we got Eric in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Nice.
Hello.
All right, guys. So, like I said, guys, this is from the White House regarding, like I said, it's very important, the tariffs that people are complaining about. So please understand, very important. If you want to freak out. That's your problem. If you want to do something about it and obviously, start figuring out what you need to do with your life, then that's up to you also. But here we go. So this is exactly, like I said, from the White House. So as you can see, scoop, the White House announces a 69% tariff on your mom.